and welcome to Hatha Yoga Flow Pilates Infused. My name is Dorothea and I teach fitness and yoga for Coquitlam. Today we're going to require a yoga strap or just a belt, a towel to put under your neck or to support your head or your hips at any time, a yoga block or a thick pillow can be used in its place, and a little table that's sturdy or a chair for modifications. Let's get started. Bringing your thoughts to your forehead, to your mind's eye. Working on your breath, breathing in slowly, pulling your breath down your windpipe, redirecting the breath from the front of your rib cage to the back. And as you exhale, exhale from your belly, imagining that breath going all the way up through your windpipe, out through your forehead, through your mind's eye. We always have a warm-up, as you do in any exercise class. So breathing deep and slow with even breath in and exhaling all that stale air is important throughout the class. One more time, breathing in, imagining that breath coming down your windpipe, expanding your lungs by bringing the breath to your rib cage, both front and back. And then exhaling, coming all the way up through your forehead, through your mind's eye. Good. And then placing your hands on your thighs, your legs can be crossed, and then just rolling your shoulders up, down, and back. Breathing in deeply. This just releases a little bit of the tension in the shoulders before we get started. And make that, keep going, sound right in the throat. Last one. And now we're going to go forward. Now I am sitting on my calves. You can be cross-legged, legs in the front or legs to the side. You choose. Last two and last one. I'm coming around, crossing my legs. And I'm going to place my towel at the base of my spine to help stack my hips. Middle finger and thumb together. Make a little figure eight with your head as you breathe deeply. With this one, it's important to keep your head in the frontal plane of your body. In other words, don't let your head dip back and crunch your neck. So we're just going one way here and snap, crackle, pop, and now the other way. Sit nice and tall. Line your ears, your shoulders, your hips. Inhale through the nose as you exhale from your pelvic floor. Lift your pelvic floor to your belly button to your spine. Inhale, upward reaching mountain, shoulders down and back, and exhale. If it's difficult for you to reach up, just reach out in front. Inhale up, shoulders down and back, exhale. And again, breathing in. Exhale, taking one arm down, other arm comes across. And pull your shoulder down slightly, looking under this armpit. The arm that's stretched overhead. We're going to do both sides, so it doesn't really matter which side you do, as long as you do both. Pulling my belly button into my spine. Inhale, exhale, come down. Dynamic movement, coming up again. And exhale, come down. One more time. Just warming up. And exhale. Inhale, exhale. Again, pull that shoulder down. And then come down. So I'm looking under that armpit. Nice long neck. and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Hinging at the hip and not rounding my back, I'm going to turn sideways. I want to come out without bringing my shoulders up and then back, getting my mid back. Keep going, and I'll turn sideways. So sitting up, so ears, shoulders, hips, hinge at the hip. Inhale, exhale, scoop, come down, and then back. Inhale, exhale, down, back. Last one. Good. Coming back to the front. Sitting nice and tall. Inhale up, shoulders down and back. Taking one hand to your hip or to your thigh. Lift your chest. Pull your shoulders down. And just a little warm-up twist. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Exhale. Last cycle of breath. And as you inhale, exhale, come back to center. Inhale up, shoulders down and back. Come back, pull your shoulders down. And nice twist right at the waist, looking over this shoulder here. Breathe in and exhale. Last two cycles of breath. And coming back to center. Getting ready to come into a child's pose. Facing your mat in a prone position. Hands under, wrists under your shoulders. Push back. Walk your hands out. Flatten your back. And try not to lift your head where your neck is tilted up. Your nose is pointed to the floor. Pull your belly button to your spine. Now the option with this is to double fist and rest your forehead. So at any time we do this throughout the class, you choose the option that's right for you, or palms up at your side. I prefer to have my hands above my head, pulling my shoulders back, lengthening my back, pulling my tailbone down to my heels. Getting a nice back stretch. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale, drop your hip to one side and hands go to the opposite side. Getting a stretch from this armpit down to your hip. Breathe in and exhale. Exhale. Last two cycles of breath. And as you inhale, exhale, come up into half a tabletop. I'm going to face the front so you can see what I'm doing. Dropping the opposite hip to the side. Looking under my armpit, resting my face on the side of my arm. Keep going, feeling that stretch from my armpit down to my hip. Breathing in. And exhale. As we get started, take a moment, close your eyes, and bring your thoughts to your eyebrows, your frown line. Separate your eyebrows, and as you breathe in, pull the breath up and soften your frown line. Exhale, come back to center, warming up the spine. Knees under hips, flat feet, or toes curled under. Swaying my back, unless I have back issues. It's mind, body, soul, so we're trying to become aware of what we're doing and how we feel. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. This works my hips when I sway my back, so in this class we're going to work our hips, our core, and our spine. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale from your tailbone, gently, one vertebrae at a time, come up and drop your head. Feel that nice stretch opening up each vertebrae and across your back. And then inhale, coming down, but don't let your arms sink down. Nice and strong as we come back to base. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale, lift your pelvic floor to your belly button to your spine, training your core to get stronger as we do our exercise. Breathe in again. And then exhale, one vertebrae at a time, 3 more times. And breathe in. Still warming up. Very important to get everything moving, pulling your belly button to your spine. And you notice I'm not lifting my head up as I finish my cat stretch. For me, I have a neck issue and I don't like to enhance that. So I like to work on opening my chest in other ways. And last one. Turning on to your right side for a clamshell. So we want to lengthen our body and we want to be stacking our hips. Feet go in behind and I cradle my head. Knees can be slightly ahead, but not in a fetal position. So start by straightening, cradling your head, and then bend your knees behind. Lift your waist off the floor, just slightly. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, lift your pelvic floor to your belly button to your spine. A little bit of Pilates basic breathing. So here we go with the clamshell. A really nice warm up for the hip flexors before we start. Now the important thing with this clamshell is that your hips you're not opening wide and then going back and forth. You've got to stay stationary so the hips don't move. So that's why I'm just holding my hand on my hip to just double check and make sure that it's only the leg in the socket that's moving. Last 2. And last one. Good job. Rolling onto my back. Having my equipment not far from me at the time that I need it. So the important thing with this is to have my shoulders on the floor. And if I need to have my head propped up, I can either use my towel or my yoga block. How you will know that is your gaze is straight up to the ceiling. If your head is falling back, you need to prop it up. Little bit of a pelvic tilt. So inhale through the nose, exhale. Just getting the pelvis warmed up again. Breathe in, exhale, 2 more. Exhale, scoop. And last one. So we want to have our upper back of our hips aiming towards the floor and staying stationary. Inhale through the nose, exhale. Take your right leg to your knee to chest. Rotate your ankle and open up your toes. Open, close, and rotate. It's good to have ankle movement as much as you can throughout the class. And on the next cycle of breath, you're going to need your strap. And so I'm going to place my right foot up to the air, heel pushing towards the ceiling. For support, I can grab my strap, hold it with my right and left hand, and have the strap at the front of your foot or the back, not on your arch. Tuck your chin in slightly, pull the back of the shoulders to the floor, and the object is to straighten your leg as best you can. You can lengthen the strap. It gives you a lot of control. Breathing in and exhale, go. Advancement to this, for those that do practice Pilates, is inhale through the nose, exhale, scoop your belly up, coming up, grabbing my calf, my ankle, or my toe. You want to ensure that you're not feeling any pressure in your neck if you go to this pose. Breathe in, still working and stretching my hamstrings, upper back of the leg. 2 more cycles of breath. Exhale. And last cycle of breath. Release and slowly coming down, coming to the other side. Starting with the strap at the front of my foot. Some people like it at their heel, but not your arch. Holding the strap with both hands, pressing your heel to the ceiling. Check your head is not falling back, or place a towel underneath it to lift it. Feeling how tight you are in the upper back of the leg. Stretching your hamstring this way is the best technique, allowing you to keep your posture and advancing. For those that want to, inhale through the nose. As you exhale, lift your pelvic floor to your belly button to your spine. Come up, calf, ankle, or toe. Breathing in and exhale. And breathe in again. Exhale. Two more cycles of breath. Exhale, release the toe, come down. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Again, a little bit of connection of your hips to the mat, not pressing in hard, just so that they are stationary. And palms down. Your windshield wiper is a go-to position when you're on the floor if you need a break with any of the more advanced exercises that we're going to do in this class. Still pulling my belly button to my spine. This is just mobilizing your hips. Last one, turning to your left side for a clamshell. If you need your towel to stack your hip on to keep stationary, do so. Otherwise, I prefer to lie down and cradle my head. The important thing is that your hip isn't forward or it's not back. So you want to get in that nice position, hips stacked. Very important in Pilates, very important to have good technique. So my knees are back and I'm going to start the clamshell movement. You may not be able to get your leg open as much. It really depends on your hip flexors, how flexible you are. That's where your leg joins your body. Breathe in, and each time I'm pulling my belly button to my spine, working my core at the same time. This clamshell is excellent in preparation for any exercise class you're about to do, whether it's a high-level cardio or a weight training workout in the gym. Preparing your hips. Last two. And last one. Turning over, facing the mat. Getting ready for your first downward dog. Curl your toes under. Inhale, exhale, come up. Push your sit bones up in the air. And then just gently press your heels down. Pull your belly button to your spine. Now, if you're feeling it in the shoulders, you might be too far forward, and that I can't hold that long either. You want to push, push, push. Soften your knees and hold the walking of your heels. Breathe in. Exhale. You know you can come down anytime into child's pose if you need that break. Getting ready to stand up, and as we inhale, exhale, I lift my head, come onto my knees, Bring my left foot to the inside of my left hand, right foot to the inside of my right. I'm crouched. Inhale up, and exhale. Turning around the other way, getting ready for my forward fold. It's important that you see what I'm doing rather than seeing my head if it's cut off. So inhale up, shoulders down and back. Bend your knees to start this forward fold. Hinge at the hip. You don't want to bend from your waist or mid-back. Hinge at the hip. Support your low back by bending your knees, coming down to your thighs, your shin, or the floor. Once we're down, straighten your knees up to your ability. So you want to be nicely forward folded. Let your head just dangle for a moment. Breathe in and exhale. Take a moment, pull your belly button to your spine. Last 2 cycles of breath. And as you inhale, exhale, we're going to go into a back extension, bringing our hands up above our knees. And this is not a squat. It starts off as a squat. We push our sit bones to the back of the room, lengthen our back, and I'm going to just demonstrate with the ball how flat your back should be. So I'm pushing my sit bones to the back of the room, pulling my shoulders back, belly button to my spine, and exhale. Keep going. So as opposed to this, the ball would roll off. And some of you may just be able to come to here, and that's okay as well. Getting ready for a plank. Planks are part of Pilates. So as you inhale, exhale, there's 3 levels of plank. The first is a full plank. No glutes up, right here. And so we're in a full plank. Knees are soft. We can also be on our knees, but we don't want to be here. Okay, pull your glutes in. Get nice and strong. Don't allow yourself to sink in. That hurts your upper back. You want to be strong. So the other option is forearms. If you have wrist issues, and pushing my heels back. Breathe in, exhale, and breathe in again. Exhale. And as you inhale, exhale, roll forward on your toes, whether you're in full plank or not. Come down and get ready for a Sphynx with your elbows out in front, shoulders pulled down, big toes touching each other. Now the thing with the Sphynx is that the pubic bone touches, but the belly lifts up off the floor. So lift that belly up, soften your glutes, and breathe. Keep going. If that's too difficult for you, fingertips touch, looking down at the floor, just a little lift. Some of my participants have been coming for a long time. They like to go right into the lotus. This is working your lower back, the erectus spina, and it has helped me to have a stronger back throughout the years. So remember, Sphynx, little lift, or lotus. Pull the belly up, breathe in, and exhale. Last cycle of breath. Exhale, place your hands beside your shoulders, curl your toes under for your next downward dog. Push your sit bones up in the air. Now if you find it too hard to do the downward dog, just stand in mountain and watch. Breathe, getting a nice stretch. My upper back, my lower body, and we're getting ready to go into Warrior One. So as I inhale, exhale, I come onto my knees and I bring my left foot to the inside of my left hand. Right foot is sideways and I'm going to grab my block. and have it ready because I like to use my block for this. Warrior one. Knee is over the ankle. And I like a nice strong warrior one, where I'm stretching from my fingertips all the way down to my heel. If that's too hard for you, just a nice gentle warrior one here. So here we are, strong warrior one. Pull your shoulders down. An option, if your arms need a break, are resting your hands on your hips, palms out. 2 more cycles of breath. Exhale and inhale again. Exhale, taking your right hand to your right leg in the front, turn to your left. Now you've got to ensure that this knee doesn't go inwards. Keep that knee facing the front. This is your hip flexors here. So looking up right from here. Option, resting your hand, palm out, facing the back. So here's my ear, shoulder, and my hip. Coming down and opening up. Again, not leaning forward, sticking my glutes out, keeping that alignment. Nice and strong. This is what gives you the strength. Breathe in, never forcing, always being comfortable. Last 2 cycles of breath. Exhale. Make that ha sound. And last cycle of breath, as you inhale, exhale, taking your upper hand, either turning around to the front and standing up, or coming down, runner stretch, and then roll up. Inhale into warrior one. Knee stays over the ankle, check yourself. And as you inhale, exhale, take your left hand to your back leg. Stretch your right hand up to the ceiling, lengthening your spine. Push with your front leg, come with your hands straight in the air, if that's as far as you can go, or go a little bit further. We don't want to compress the spine, so that's why we lengthen it at first. Palm faces the back. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in again. Exhale. Last cycle of breath. Inhale, exhale, slowly coming down. Before we do the other side, we're going to open our hips up a bit here. So inhale, exhale, lift your pelvic floor to your belly button to your spine. Inhale, exhale, lift, push, down. So toes are slightly pointed out. I'm going to show you from the sideways. It's as if you're sitting in a chair. Inhale, exhale, come down. So you notice I'm not doing this. Okay, it's as if that chair is behind me and I'm just sitting down and up. Last one. And then we're going to go into our forward fold. Wide leg forward fold. I'm going to do this facing the front. So inhale up, bend your knees slightly, hinge at the hip to support your back. Hands come to the floor, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. We want to ensure we're not locking our knees to hold us down here. Coming down, keeping the knees soft. Some people can go right down to the floor. That's your advancement. Or if you have eye issues, you want to just keep yourself in this position here like a monkey. Again, checking your knees. They're not locking. Feeling this in the upper back of the glutes, upper back of the legs. Breathing in. Exhale. Two more cycles of breath if you can. And as you inhale, exhale, this time we come up like a monkey, heels, toes, heels, walking in. Get ready for reverse swan. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale. Exhale. This works your lymph glands in the armpits. Opens up your hip flexors. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Shoulders down, reach over. I'm just going to step back so that you can see my arms. Good, so I'm reaching to one side. So we want to stationary our knees. Make sure they're not going over like this. So keep them stable in a stationary position. Look under this armpit if you can. Pull your belly button to your spine. Last cycle of breath, come up, come down, give your arms a break, shoulders down, stationary, stable legs, reach over, look under this armpit this time, getting a little side stretch in here, breathing in, and exhale. Last cycle of breath, come back to center. And we're just going to open up our chest and our thoracic spine, pulling, interlocking our fingers, pulling them down. Make sure you're not arching your back. Option or addition, coming here, holding my elbows. Be aware of how your back feels. Sometimes people go into too much of a tilt. Keep your hips stacked. Now this stretch is really good to do throughout the day, just to help keeping your shoulders back from rolling forward as we work throughout the day bent over computers or sinks. Breathe in. Keep going. Exhale, lift your pelvic floor to your belly button to your spine. Other side. So I'm going to go into Warrior One on this side. Standing in mountain with palms facing out. Feel your big toe, your little toe, the side of your feet and your heels. Inhale up, shoulders down and back. Bend your knees to support your low back. Hinge at the hip. Notice I'm not rounding my back, coming down to your thighs, your shin, or the floor. And when you're, wherever you're at, wherever you're feeling it in here, then try to straighten your knees out. Your back is now supported, and you can place your hands on your back or in behind. Breathe in. Now that we're a little warmed up, let your head just dangle. Good. Breathe in and exhale. 2 more cycles of breath. Always know you can stand in mountain if you need to. On the next cycle of breath, we're going to walk forward for a plank. Remember your options, full arm plank or forearm plank. Adding a little bit of Pilates, so here we are, a little climber. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Make sure you're not falling into your shoulders. I'm going to show you the forearm movement. Keep going if that's where you're comfortable at. So here I am on my forearms. So I just drop my knee. Drop. Drop. Nice strong core. Last 2. Last 1. Press down. Hips don't come down first. So a preamp to a swim in Pilates, because the full swim, unless you've done it, is a little bit difficult. Nose pointing to the floor. Lift your chest. Inhale, lift your pelvic floor to your belly button to your spine. So lift your legs up and then stretch, stretch. So there's no bend at the knee. Breathe in and exhale. Notice my foot's not coming down to the floor. If you need to do that, you can. Control and breath. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place your hands beside your shoulders. Come back into a wide-legged child's pose. If you have knee issues, regular child's pose with knees facing the front. So with this, it allows us to get closer to the floor. Check your neck, lengthen, belly button to your spine. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in again. Exhale. Nice equal breath in. Exhale. Lift your pelvic floor to your belly button to your spine. Last cycle of breath. Exhale. Coming up into a tabletop. For a quad rep. Option, coming down for a swim or a Sphynx. Wrists under shoulders, inhale, exhale, coming up, and you need to square your hips. How do you know they're square? Because the ball stays on your back. Inhale, thumb up in the front, breathing, and exhale. Breathe in again, and exhale. Last cycle of breath, release, other side. Inhale, exhale, remember your options here. Lift your foot up, and sometimes the foot comes too high, so we've got to square our hips. This is how I check myself. Thumb up, breathe in, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Last cycle of breath, and release. One more each side. Inhale, stretching out, drop that hip. 2 more cycles of breath. Exhale, come down, other side. Inhale, stretch out, exhale. Last cycle of breath, slowly release. Curl your toes under. Inhale, exhale, downward dog. Or stand in mountain. And as you inhale, exhale, lift your head. I'm going to bring my left foot to the inside of my left hand so you can see me. Right foot stays back and stand up. Walk your front foot over to the right. With this, we're lining our front heel up with our back arch. Warrior 2. So if you're Warrior 2 from here, that's okay. This knee has to stay facing the front. Otherwise, if you can turn your body without the knee following, good. Shoulder height, shoulders down and back. Focus on your front hand. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in again. Exhale. Last cycle of breath. Inhale, exhale, relax. We're going to add on a triangle. Your option is a side angle with the front knee bent or your hand at the side. Shoulder lined up with hip. Triangle. So Warrior 2, bump out the back hip. Keeping the front knee bent. This is how I like to get into it. Bringing the front hand down. You can also use your block And now I straighten my knee without locking it. So my hip's already out. So there's my triangle. I'm either going down or I can have 3 triangles. Here I am. Don't let your shoulder fall forward. Good. Breathe in and exhale. So your head is comfortable, your neck is comfortable. Find whatever position it's best in. You don't have to go all the way to the floor to have a perfect triangle. Keep going for 2 breaths, which I show you what I don't want you to do. It's not about touching the floor. Okay, so coming up and inhale up and exhale. Other side. Lining, this is my right leg at the front, heel to arch. Keeping the right knee facing the front, shoulders down and back. Nice and tight in the tummy. Again, resting your hands on your back if you need to. Breathe in. Exhale. 2 more cycles of breath. And exhale. Last cycle of breath. And as you inhale, exhale, relax your arms down. Remember, side angle, knee bent, or triangle. Bump the hip out. Inhale, exhale, shoulders down. My front knee is bent to start because I find it easier to get into it. And then I straighten because my hips bumped out. I'm not leaning forward. My shoulders still lined up with my hip. Coming down to where you're comfortable, not locking your knee. And again, I've got 3 triangles happening here. Breathe in and exhale. Try not to let that knee lock in the front, it wants to. Just be aware of it. 2 more cycles of breath. And exhale. And as you inhale, exhale, bend the front knee, push yourself up. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Only 1 balance this morning. Basic tree, no knee. So with the tree pose, I'm going to stand on this leg, keeping my knee soft. Inhale. As you exhale, lift your pelvic floor to your belly button. We want to engage our core. I'm going to start off with what I usually do with my participants. Inhale. So my toe is off the floor. If you need to have your toe on the floor, that's okay. We're just opening up the hip. And last one. Getting ready. Push this hip in so you're not pushing out on it. Floor, calf, no knee. Or up, or your strap. Two more cycles of breath. Inhale, exhale, release. I'm going to grab my strap and show you the next time what I mean with it. Other side. Good job, everybody. Good. Feet under your hips. Inhale, exhale, engage your core. Belly to the spine. Remember, this foot can be on the floor and the knee is lower than the hip. Open, keep your hips stable. It's yoga practice. You'll get better as you do more. Opening up. One more time. Bringing my foot to the floor. Softening my knee, pushing my hip in. And I'm going to grab my strap. So remember your floor, park position, calf, no knee, all the way up if you choose. Or use your strap. more cycles of breath. And exhale. And slowly release. Feet under your hips. Feel your big toe, your little toe, side of your feet and your heels. Inhale up, shoulders down and back, bend your knees, hinge at the hip. Pull your belly button to your spine, come down. Should be a little bit warmer. Then you can straighten your knees up to the best of your ability. Breathe in. Exhale. On this next one, we're going to do one more plank of your choice. Full arm on knees, forearm. Adding your knees if you need to. And then we're going to press down, so walking forward. Full plank. So I want you just to watch me first. Heels are back, so when I come down, elbows going behind and chest comes down first. Push back into child's pose. Remember, you can use your double fists or palms up at your side as your option. 2 more cycles of breath. And lifting your head, coming into a seated position. Using your towel at the base of your spine. Butterfly. So what's important with this, your hips need to be stacked. If you don't prop up your tailbone, you might be in a like this. So we want to really stack our hips, keep our feet together, fingertips facing in behind us, and lift your chest. Breathe in, exhale, and if any time your wrists or fingertips need a break, just take a moment to rotate them, reach, and give them a shake. Listen to your body, mind, body, soul, Hatha Yoga flow, Pilates infused. We want a safe workout, so ensure that you are up to the class before you start. If you have any issues, see your doctor before you start. Breathe in, exhale, and release. One more, coming into a fan, or just continue holding in your butterfly. So again, I'm sitting up like a little rag doll. I'm not sitting back here. I'm sitting up, and I flexed my feet. So with the fan, I'm going to have my fingertips in behind, tuck my chin in, get nice and tall as if I'm going to stand up. And then slowly come down. Breathe in, never forcing. A lot of people, what they want to do, they want to get to the floor so badly that they go like this, rounding their back and pulling. So keep your ears lined up with your shoulders, chin tucked in. Inhale, exhale. Get your core lined up, and then just slowly breathe. You can close your eyes with this one and come down. And exhale. Breathe in again. And exhale. Keep breathing. And exhale. Whenever you need to sit up, sit up. 2 more cycles of breath. And as you inhale, exhale, slowly roll up. Give your legs a shake. And keeping your right foot out, left foot. I like to do it on the outside of my legs. Some people like to cross over, but if you're going like this, you need to keep your knees stacked. So I'm going to do it on this side. I've got the towel at the base of my spine so that I can sit nice and straight. Right hand, right leg out, fan, pull your legs down. Turn and look over your shoulder, twisting at the waist. Breathe in. And exhale. Some people like to use their elbow like this. I prefer to pull my leg in. 2 more cycles of breath. And exhale. Last cycle of breath. And slowly coming to the front, left leg out, right leg. Remember, you can cross over, but keep your knees lined up. Lift your chest, fingertips behind, pull your shoulders down, twist at the waist. Breathe in. And exhale. And last cycle of breath. This knee is bent. Come onto your side. It's good to come down on your side when you're going onto your back. One last stretch. Remember, a little pelvic tilt, just slowly. Back of the hips, upper back of the hips to the floor, back of the shoulders. Use your towel under your head if your head is falling back. Gaze to the ceiling. So I'm going to do my left ankle over my right knee. And I like to use a strap. Can be done without it. But we don't want to lift those shoulders off the floor. It takes us out of perfect posture is what it does. So if I'm like this, likely my ears are not lined up with my shoulders. So tuck your chin in. This is really beautiful for your glutes and your hip. Breathe in and exhale. Last cycle of breath. And crossing the other way, changing the strap to the other side. So you're feeling that right in here, side of the hip. The advancement to this is a pigeon, facing the floor in a prone position. But I usually do this more than the pigeon, as most people can do this with good technique. Last 2 cycles of breath. And when you're done, take your feet to the floor. Stretch your legs out. Knees can be bent. You can turn to the side or sit up for a very short meditation, Shavasana. Take a moment to think about the benefits that you've received from your yoga Pilates fusion class this morning. Keep going. Close your eyes and focus on your breath, breathing in deeply and slowly, bringing in positive energy. And as you release your breath, release any negative energy or tightness that you feel in your body. Remember, as you go through your week, be healthy and be happy. Have a sense of wonder, taking time to daydream from time to time. And exercise for your healthy lifestyle. Follow your heart. And through yoga practice and meditation, learning to turn your mind to positive thoughts whenever negative occur. Enjoy TV or enjoy hobbies and limit TV. Set some personal goals. Reaching some of them gives us a sense of satisfaction. Enjoy humor. Life often gets too serious. Believe in yourself and stay close with family and friends. These days, it's FaceTime, telephone calls. Face your fears and love your work, whether it be volunteer, caring for a family, or work. Take care of yourself. Drink plenty of water and get outdoors, keeping safe social distancing, trying to get some sun and fresh air. Sitting for a moment of pause, breathe in, exhale, inhale up. Coming to a heart position, we say namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today.